Hello, this is the Upstate Prepper coming to you from upstate New York. Today we are talking about 10 things that you forgot to prep. Before we get into the list, I just want to point out that this year, 2019, is definitely the year to watch. Lots of things going on, a lot of activity in the news. Things are getting really crazy out there. And if you haven't put yourself into overdrive getting ready, you might want to do so, because this is definitely the year to watch. A lot of things going on with the president, Congress, Pelosi. Things are going to get crazy. Wouldn't be surprised if this year is an economic collapse. And, well, my biggest fear is something that involves the power going out. So without further ado, let's get into the list. Number 1, toilet paper. You can never have enough TP, and trust me when I say that your wife and kids are going to be really happy that you have this taken care of for them. Think about how much toilet paper you need for your family size for 6 months to a year. That's how much you need. And while you're at it, you might want to get some cat litter just in case you're in a position where you're having to take care of business in a bucket. I want to say that those of you with city water probably know you need electricity in order to take care of the toilet. It will not flush without it. That's not necessarily the case with city water. Toilets do work. However, if things get bad enough, you are going to be looking at possibly losing power. Eventually, the water's going to shut off. Municipal water will not last forever. That will come to an end if things are bad enough. So, as a note, just so you are aware in case you aren't already, you don't need electricity per se for your toilets to work anywhere. All you need is water. So, you take water from the creek, water from the river, water from the canal, water from anywhere, not drinking water. You put it in the toilet, in the reservoir. It doesn't have to be clean. It doesn't have to be potable. It doesn't have to be anything. It just needs to be water. And your toilet will work. It will flush. It will go down the drain. It will go into the septic system or into the sewer. At least for a good amount of time. So keep that in mind. It's much nicer to use a toilet than it is a bucket. Number 2, toothbrush, toothpaste, floss. There's not a whole lot of things worse than a toothache. Hygiene, especially dental hygiene, oral care is going to be very important for your health, your family's health, your well-being. There's not going to be a dentist around to go take care of any problems that you might be having with your mouth. So you want to be able to brush your teeth and take care of those. Number 3, spices, salt, and pepper. You may be resorting to eating a lot of food that's kind of bland, not a whole lot to it. You're going to be a whole lot happier if you can throw some salt and pepper on it, throw some spices, a little bit of oregano, allspice, steak seasoning, things of that nature. Is going to make your food taste a whole lot better. Which brings us to number 4, condiments, ketchup, mustard, barbecue sauce, things like that. Again, are going to make your food a whole lot more palatable, especially if you're eating something like a squirrel. That's going to taste a whole lot better with some barbecue sauce. And your family, your wife and your kids, they're going to be a little happier to eat that with some condiments on it rather than squirrel on a stick. The next item is feminine products. Your wife's going to need these. You're not, possibly, unless you are a female prepper, but your wife will, and teenage daughters will need these things. You're going to want 6 months worth, at least, for each female in your family. You are going to want to have this covered for the ladies in your family. Next on the list is Germ X. A lot of bacteria, a lot of nasty things going to be floating around. Little Germ X on the hands, especially after using the latrine, before eating, things like that. Little Germ X will go a long way. Next on the list is soap, shampoo, and laundry detergent. Obviously, laundry detergent for cleaning those clothes. Even if you're using a homemade system of a bucket and a stick, you're going to want some laundry detergent to get those things clean. Clean clothes are going to be essential, again, for your hygiene and for keeping your spirits up, keeping the spirits of your family up. Soap and shampoo, again, you want to keep clean as much as you possibly can. So you're going to want to stock as much of this stuff as possible. Number 7, firewood. Now, you might be saying, well, I've got some firewood. Well, how much do you have? Do you have enough? Where I come from, it gets pretty cold in the winter. In fact, today, it is a blistery 0 degrees Fahrenheit out with a wind chill of -20. Firewood is essential. I don't have a wood stove, although I wish I did, but I do have a really nice fireplace. And let me tell you, that will warm up that entire level of my house and keep it at a comfortable living temperature inside. You're going to want to have as much firewood as you possibly can. If you burn 6 cord of wood during a normal winter, order 12 and have 12 cord. And next year, you do the same. Have twice as much firewood as you normally would use, and have it on hand because you're going to need it. Number 8, propane, charcoal, and charcoal lighter fluid. With your barbecue grill, obviously you have a propane tank if you have a propane grill, and a good supply of propane isn't going to hurt. I have 4 propane tanks in reserve at any given time. I have enough propane to cook on my grill for 3 to 4 months. And that's cooking every single day at one meal anyways, every single day. I can go 3 to 4 months cooking on my propane grill. Charcoal for reserves and some charcoal lighter fluid is definitely not going to hurt, especially to ease your abilities with making fires and for warmth. Number 10, paper plates, and I'll put along with that coffee filters. You may not want to use a lot of water in cleaning your dishes to keep those clean. So a healthy supply of paper plates, I'm talking hundreds of them, would be really helpful. Again, and that will help with sanitary type issues. Coffee filters, which I put right along with this, come in handy for a whole lot of different things. Not to mention making coffee, which could be real helpful. They also can be used to help filter water, to create drinkable water. Obviously, you're going to want to have some other purification measures, but some coffee filters on hand are not going to hurt. So these are 10 things that I say you probably forgot to prep. And you might want to go out and start getting some of these items in order, because life's going to be a whole lot better with them rather than without them. Until next time, this is the Upstate Prepper.